What is going on, YouTube? Today I want to go over my current Void 3.0 Hunter build that I use for PvP every weekend. I want to go over the aspects I use and why, as well as the stats, loadout as far as weapons and armor, and go over why I use those as well. First and foremost, I want to say currently I'm loving Hunter, and not only for being an invisible little shit, the mobility and agility has been so much fun. So without further ado, let's start with what subclass I use and aspects. There are 3 subclasses you can choose for Void Hunter, and that's Shadow Shot Deadfall at a 7-minute and 35-second super cooldown, Spectral Blades at a 10-minute and 25-second cooldown, I know, and there's the Shadow Shot Mobius Quiver at 8 minutes and 20 seconds. In PvP, anything other than Spectral is pretty bad, but in all honesty, we have all had those moments where Spectral just doesn't quite register when you get a hit due to the peer-to-peer connection. It can get really frustrating at times, I know. I've been there. When trying to use the other 2 subclasses, even though they can shoot down a super, more times than not, I've gone through their shot and killed them before they can even shut me down, if it even did shut me down. I cannot tell you how many times I've been shot by the arrows and they fail to kill me, and in a PvP scenario, it just doesn't cut it. Although you may not get your super very often, the passive gameplay is what makes this as an extremely strong subclass. Let's go over abilities and aspects as well as fragments. For abilities, I tend to go marksman dodge, as I personally hate being in a situation where I die because I had to reload and it just took ages. Quick dodge reloading allows you to keep shooting, and being that dodge comes up pretty often, depending on your stats, you don't have to worry about reloading as often. As for the jump, I always try to recommend strafe jump, but I know some enjoy their heathenish triple jumps, and both are okay. We will get into which jump is best for certain exotics later in the video as well. Next up, guys, snare, which is the only option, and finally suppressor grenades, because I love to make people hop away like the little bunnies they've always wanted to be. No, but really, I use this hand in hand with the aspect stylish executioner. This aspect is insane, and let me tell you why. When you defeat enemies that are either volatile, weakened, or suppressed, not only do you become invisible, but you get true sight. What's true sight? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's the ability to see your enemies through walls for a short period of time. Insane, I know. Shooting down someone who can't run away or really jump away, leaving you for an easy kill. You can see how well the suppressor grenade and aspect go hand in hand here. For the secondary aspect, I like to use vanishing step. Remember how we spoke about reloading every time we dodge? Well, now we also go invisible, which allows us to quickly reposition ourselves off radar. Incredibly strong and annoying when used correctly. Personally, I use it more to get to a different side of the map so that the opposing team has no idea that they're about to get a nice palindrome shot right on the side of their ears. As far as fragments go, this can be mixed and matched, but what I personally like to use is Echo Persistence. This allows you to have lengthened effects on invisibility, devour, and overshield, which is always good. Second up, we have Echo of Leeching, which allows you to start regaining health on a melee kill for not only you, but your nearby allies, which is massive. Third in the slot, we have Echo of Dilation. This is more so useful when you take damage and have to run and hide somewhere crouching, allowing you to have a more detailed radar, and you can crab walk a tidbit faster, which is helpful in its own way. Last but not least, guys, we have Echo of Expulsion. This comes in clutch when you throw a suppressor grenade at an already hurt guardian, causing them not only to inevitably die from the nade, but explode into a giant purple ball of pain. That's right. It's beautiful and destructive. This has chain react healed more times this past weekend of trials than I would have even guessed. Notable fragments to mention are Echo of Instability, which when killing enemies with a nade, grants your void weapons volatile rounds, which is massive, guys. Looking at you, Palindrome. And Echo of Starvation when picking up an orb grants Devour. For those that may not be familiar, when Devour is procced after delivering that final blow to an unlucky guardian, it restores you to full health, gives you more grenade energy, and extends the Devour itself. Guys, I'm a huge fan of Devour. I love it a lot. Play around with it, guys. See how it fits your playstyle, as some of these are just downright nasty. Now, moving on to the exotics I recommend for Hunter and Hunter movement is always going to be Stompies. These allow not only for increased slide distance, but incredible height. You can get to certain places on the maps far easier, as well as just being in the air as you enter a fight, something not a lot of people expect. As for stat-wise, I'm a big fan of Hunter Recov as a priority, And then for Hunter, 100 mobility, and then fit the rest into intellect for those last four matches. Staring at your super bar, hoping to get it before time runs out. Seriously though, Spectral takes way too long, Bungie. Anyway, for the weapons I pair with it, it's going to be mainly Ice Luna, Palindrome for the primaries, 1,000-yard stare if I'm feeling the snipes, and a nice lightweight shotgun that preferably has quick draw on it. If you want to run shotguns like Felwinter's or Matador, then you're going to want to run Dragon Shadow, the exotic chest that gives you an increased handling on all weapons after dodging, so that it doesn't feel too sluggish when you're taking that shotgun out. Feels really bad, guys. That's kind of the only fix that I found. For Warlocks, of course, it's Ophidians. Well, guys, that is the build. I hope you guys can either copy it or build upon it and make something more custom to your playstyle. Leave a comment down below on what you're running, and I'll be sure to check it out. If you do want to see builds for other characters, let me know, and I can make those out for you. And as always, if this helped, feel free to hit that sub button. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one.